Hey there, it's the One Boom, and welcome to an episode of Mindset. In this episode, we're going to be talking about skill gaps, opinions on skill gaps, and the various skill gaps that exist within Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Enjoy the video. Now, you guys know I like a variety of different shooters, but it would take like at least 30 minutes in a 3-part series to do every game and the different skill gaps that each one contains. For instance, I think Battlefield has more things to master, and I think Halo has less things to master, but they're harder to master. Call of Duty's a good in-between, and it's what my main focus on my channel is, so if you're okay with it, so am I. Let's move on to explaining skill gaps. The first thing you need to realize is what a skill gap is. In the simplest form, a skill gap, and if you could picture a straight line, picture on one end of the line, the beginning, it says noob, and on the other side it says pro. And as the line progresses, it goes higher, it inclines. It goes higher up until it gets to pro. That means it's an uphill struggle. Think of it that way as I'm talking. So, at the end of this line, you have the word pro. How do you get there? Well, when you start at noob, there's not a lot of things you can do. When you first pick up a game, you don't hop into a map and go, where are people spawning? What is the recoil on this weapon? Did this fire at 900 RPM? No, you're just experiencing the game. And I'm not talking about somebody that's getting into Advanced Warfare for the first time. I'm talking about someone who's never played a first-person shooter before picking up Advanced Warfare. Look at it that way. Look at yourself this way before you start what I'm about to explain. So, don't worry about what you're supposed to be working on. Don't worry about that at all. Just experience the game, build confidence in it. You're just trying it out for the first time. Basically what you're doing is a rough draft for later. So after you have experienced the game, there's certain types of skill gaps within the overall skill gap that you need to understand. That's weapon skill gap, map knowledge skill gap, player knowledge skill gap, and these are very important. For instance, the weapon skill gap is mastering shots to kill, recoil on different weapons, what maps work well with different weapons, and also, in my opinion, most importantly, your favorite weapon. The weapon that you go to in your time of darkest need. The weapon that you can use against any enemy and be confident with. For Ace, I know this is the BAL and the AK-12. For me, it is the IMR, the ARX, and the HBR-A3. I like the BAL and the AK-12. I like pretty much all the weapons for the most part. But there are certain guns that just stand out to me, and I love using them. Whether it's the aesthetics on them and how they look, how they sound, doesn't matter. I like using them, and I'm confident when using them. Then you have map knowledge. Map knowledge is understanding spawns, layout, lines of sight, and all that good stuff. That's pretty much all map knowledge is. Learning how to control the enemy's movement, predict the enemy's movement, and predict where they're going to be spawning. This is very important, and this comes from actively paying attention to each player that you kill and each person that you come across. Then you have the player knowledge, and this one is pretty advanced. It's understanding something like this. This is what I do. The exclusive Ace just went into school. If you play on Detroit, you probably have. Ace has just gone into school. He goes in and gets killed by 420 Swagmaster XX. Now, 420 Swagmaster XX just killed Ace with a BAL-27. I don't know what variant it was. I heard the sound of the shot. It sounded like an Inferno, so this guy is gonna melt me if I go in there. I have a longer range weapon, such as the IMR, and so now I will start pushing school and rounding the corners in the school wide. I'm going to be turning the corners wide so that I have range on him with my IMR and I can get first shot on, and I won't just turn the corner and basically land into his face. So then as I kill Swagmaster, I see where Ace spawns. I see where his little triangle pops up, and he spawns behind school. That's not good. That means the enemy's pushing the back A spawn, so that means I need to probably prepare to be flanked from garage. Now, if that was confusing, it's because it is, and that has to happen instantly. And I'm not the best player in the world, but to me, that happens instantly. So you need to think this way. Who just went into that building? Who did they die by? Where did they spawn after they killed him? What weapon is the guy using? Can I kill him? I did kill him. Teammate spawned there. That means enemies are here. That is map knowledge, player knowledge, and weapon knowledge all mixed into one, and the only way you can cross the skill gap for each of those individual things is through experience and an active form of paying attention. So, I hope I'm not losing you guys, but I'm going to talk about the overall skill gap real fast. The overall skill gap is something that you can't master in one day, and it's something that you shouldn't probably try to master at all. What you should try to master is individual things and get better on individual things. For instance, the reason Ace, I'll use Ace as an example because you guys know who the exclusive Ace is. Most of you guys do. For instance, Ace has been playing a lot of Call of Duty since COD 4. He might have played a previous one, but we're just going to say he started at COD 4. And he played a lot of that game, and he played COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, NW3, Black Ops 2, and Ghost, and now Advanced Warfare. Now, throughout that life cycle, I guess, those COD's life cycles, he learned different things. He learned how to aim, how to shoot, map control, map knowledge, player knowledge, spawn knowledge. He learned it all. Also making up, because the thing is, also he made up things. He made up tactics. He came up with tactics. He came up with maneuvers. He came up with certain things. And that's very good. Because the thing about video games that other sports don't have is there's green, and that means do it. There's gray area, that means come up with it. And there's red area. Don't do that. That's stupid. That gets you killed. So the red area, he avoided. He made his own ideas, his own tactics in the gray area. And the green area, he followed to the nail. So think of it that way. Focus on one thing at a time. Your weapon knowledge, focus on one gun, focus on one, tactic like aiming, jumping, exosuits, spawns. Focus on one thing at a time. Focus on it until you feel confident with it, and trust me, you'll feel the confidence. You'll feel comfortable. If you don't feel the knowledge, if you don't feel comfortable, if you don't feel confident, you haven't done it right yet. Go back to the drawing board, revise how you're looking at it. Confusing video, right? Not a lot of things probably made a whole lot of sense. Some things probably went over some people's heads, some things probably only made half the sense, and hell, as I explained it, I was kind of losing track. So let me summarize this for you guys. There is a lot of things that you can do to distance yourself from the noob end of the skill gap. When you cross the skill gap, there are many things you need to understand. And the biggest one is paying attention. Pay attention to your gun. Pay attention to your movement. Pay attention to how you died. Pay attention to where that guy came from that killed you. And pay attention to everything. Forget about scuff controllers, NetDoomer routers, $600 headsets. Focus on you, the player. It doesn't matter if you play in native 1080p on the PS4, or the dynamically scaled 900p of the Xbox One, or PC, or 360, or PS3, or the Wii. It doesn't matter. When you play, it comes down to you. Focus on you, focus on other people and how they play, and learn. Pay close attention. But most of all, don't forget that it's not just about learning, it is also about having fun. So don't turn it into a chore, but don't take things for granted, and don't just turn a blind eye to when things happen. So actively pay attention, actively go after something that you want to become confident in. So after this video, go do one thing. Work on your accuracy, work on your exo movements, work on your map knowledge, work on lines of sight for yourself. Anything. Really. I'm trying to think of other ones, but just do it. Just honestly go for it. Go for that one thing and focus on it until you can actually feel that confidence building inside you. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it made sense. It's kind of a long one, and I hope I didn't lose anyone in the middle of this. So, if you stayed this long, thank you very much. Leave me feedback down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you when I see you.